Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Very good evening. Good evening, everyone. Put on your screens, please.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Very good evening.
Ma'am,
Yes.
actually you didn't teach the topic average speed, right? Came for the test.
Complete your query, please. Rohini.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yeah, now.
Ma'am, you didn't teach the topic average speed, but it came for the test.
Yeah, is it so?
Yes, हमारी
Okay. As I'm concerned, I don't think I give you the question on average speed. Children are not joining now. Who are not there? Please put on your cameras, everyone. And let's begin with the next topic of types of speed, uniform and non-uniform speed.
Ma'am,
Yes.
can you teach the topic average speed once again?
Yeah. Now I will.
Okay, ma'am.
Hmm. Okay, so speed we all have understood is defined by the distance per unit time. whose SI unit is meter per second, and other units can be kilometer per hour, kilometer per minute, etc. Okay. Now comes the types of speed. Listen carefully. Suppose a boy is riding a bicycle, okay, and I'm noting his journey, observing the distance covered by him in every 5 seconds. A boy is riding a bicycle. I start my stopwatch from 0th second, then 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, and 20 seconds. And what I observe that the boy has first covered, 10 meter of distance. Means he reached from his home to 10 meter, then he reached 20 meter, further 30 meter, and then 40 meters. So what we are observing that the time taken here is same interval, and distance covered also is same. Is it okay? Next is, suppose I randomly observe the journey of another child from 0. Again, I look at my stopwatch and I'm noting down his journey after every 5 seconds. Now what I observe, first the boy covered 7-meter distance, then he reached 12 meter, further he reached 15 meter, then 20, and then 30. Now what I observe, that time interval, in the same time interval, that after every 5 seconds, the distance covered is not same. It is not regular, but is irregular. Okay. So any conclusion can you draw out of these two cases? Yes.
Ma'am, I didn't understand your question.
Ma'am, in regular intervals, in the first case, in the same intervals of time, the same distance is being the same period, in the same intervals of time, different distance is covered. So, ma'am, first one is uniform and the second one is non-uniform.
Very good. Suppose they means if we have to note down the speed, whether the person is maintaining the same speed throughout his journey or he is changing his speed. So we have two parameters to judge the speed, that is distance and time. We can either keep the time constant or we can keep the distance constant. So first what I did is I tried to keep the time constant because that is a bit easy to observe the journey from the stopwatch. So in every 5 seconds, in first case, the boy was observed to cover 10 meters after every 5 seconds. Like first, beginning from 0, he covered 10 meter, then reached 20, then 30, and then 40. It means equal distance is covered in equal interval of time. So such type of motion or such type of speed is called uniform speed. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Next case is, so please write down the definition of uniform speed first. When the object covers equal distance in equal intervals of time, it is said to have a uniform speed. Noted?
Yes.
Please note down this diagram also. Just mark by an idea like 5 seconds interval on x axis, you can say horizontally, and on the top of that write 10, 20, 30, 40 meters. Further note down equal distance in equal interval of time. This is how we observe the uniform speed. Is it done?
Ma'am, 1 minute.
Yes, ma'am. Like, can we see like if a car is moving, the speed of 10 kilometer in per 10 kilometer per minute, like not 10 kilometer per minute, like 10 kilometer per 30 minutes. Like if you say in 30 minutes it covers 10 meter, like so, and it covers in equal interval of time, like each 30 minutes it covers 10 kilometers. So the definition can be like this also, right? Like uh, object when the object covers when an object covers any distance with the same speed throughout the with the same time, it is said to be uniform.
Yeah, this is also correct. This is also true. Means you can say that's a very simple statement that you have made. The concept of uniform speed, the word uniform only means something which is same. Like we wear the same dress in school, doctors wear the same blazer in hospitals, and what else? Soldiers wear the same dress. So something means our dress code is same, something which is called uniform,
Yes,
right? So something which is same. But in detail, how to observe and how to note down if we do not know the speed is constant, how to note it down. So this is the way we can observe.
okay.
I hope all have noted the uniform speed. Seventh class, please tell me.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Next, please draw this diagram also. Beginning from origin, mark 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 seconds. And vary the distance this time. Don't keep it same. Like 0, then first I did 7 meter. This is 7. 7, 12, 15, 20, 30. You can take any value of your choice, but don't keep it same.
Ma'am, what are these diagrams? I didn't understand this.
What does these diagrams represent?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Look at the second case only. What do you think the distance I kept is same or the time interval I took is same? Which
Ma'am,
of these
like
is
both
same?
are different.
Both are different, my dear. I mean to say the interval, the gap between two successive points.
Okay, ma'am.
Come on, please speak up. Your query will be cleared out.
Ma'am, like what did you wrote after 0 down at time?
This is 7 meter,
No, ma'am, in time. Time.
5 seconds, 5 seconds. If we observe the journey of a child riding a bicycle, and I look at the distance covered by the child, and after every 5 seconds, I observe that first he reached 7 meter. Then on the next point, means after 5 seconds, he reached only 12 meter, then only 15, then 20, and then 30. Means this is, the interval of distance or the distance covered by him is not same in every 5 seconds. So it means speed is not same. That's why the definition, when an object covers unequal distance in equal interval of time, it is said to have a non-uniform speed. Any doubt?
Ma'am,
Hmm?
intervals of time is like, 5, like, instead of 10 meter and 20 meter and 30 meter, if it is like 6 meter and then 12 meter and then 18 meter, then also it is uniform, right?
Yes, yes.
Ma'am, what did you write for the 0 seconds in that diagram?
Pardon, please speak again.
Ma'am, you like in the diagram you wrote 0 and what I can't understand what's above.
In the second case,
Ma'am, in the first one.
0, then 10, then 20, 30, and 40.
Ma'am, again for 5 seconds you wrote 10.
Okay. Wait, hold on. Have you drawn these two diagrams first? Just tell me. I'll redraw these diagram and I'll explain it again. Should I
Yes,
clear
ma'am.
it out?
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone, 7th class, everyone, please say yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So by the formula of speed, in the last class we have learned that speed is defined as the distance covered by an object per unit time, and very clear, speed is directly proportional to distance and inversely with time. It means as the distance covered is more, the speed will be more, and if distance covered is less, the speed will be less. Whereas for speed to be more, time taken should be lesser because these two are inversely proportional, and for speed to be less, time taken should be more. Is this funda clear to you? The relation of distance and time with speed? 7th class, is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, suppose this is my home and a child begins his journey. He's riding a bicycle in the evening time. What I did is silently, secretly, I tried to note his speed. So from 0th second, I have a stopwatch. I set my stopwatch, or you can say just I am observing 5 seconds, then 10 seconds, then 15 seconds, and then 20 seconds. What I noticed is after 5 seconds, he first covered 10 meters of distance. Further, he reached after another 5 seconds, he reached 20 meters from my home. This is 20. Then he reached 30 meter. Further, after 5 seconds, he reached 40 meter. And further, after 5 seconds, he reached 50 meter. It means don't compare the distance and time. Just look at the intervals of distance alone. The gap of 10 meter is there after every equal interval of time. Okay, so by 10, 10, 10, his distance is increasing. So this is called the regular interval or the equal distance covered. Equal distance covered. And of course, because the formula of speed is distance upon time, I try to keep the distance and time, the time value same. So, in a fraction, if I kept the denominator same, so that I can simply decide on the basis of numerator value, the change in the value of numerator, if the speed will be same or not. Because if distance is more, speed is more. If distance is less, speed is less. But here I notice that distance is same throughout. Distance is changing by a fixed value, by 10 meter only. So I cannot compare any particular interval because every value is same. It means the speed is same throughout. Is this now clear?
Yes, ma'am.
If still it is not clear, please tell me openly. No need to hesitate.
Clear, ma'am.
Okay. Whereas, so this is known as uniform speed. Whereas on another day, the next day I tried, I'm writing H for home and let's say it is origin, or you can say 0 for 0th seconds. Again, I try to note down the journey of the child. After 5 seconds, then 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds, and 25 seconds. What I noticed is first he covered 7 meter, then he reached 12 meter, then he reached 15 meter, further it was 20, and next it was 30 meter. Now time again I kept same, look at the formula of speed, but what is the change in the distance value after same gap of time? First,
Huh?
0 to 7 is, pardon? Please mute your mic. Okay, after 7 meter, what is the gap of distance covered? 7th class, please tell me. Next, the gap is how much is the distance covered in next 10 to 15 seconds?
Ma'am, what, ma'am?
7th class, please mute your mics if you are busy somewhere, talking to someone, please. In the next case, again, I kept the time same so that out of this fraction, I can decide on the basis of numerator only. So the numerator here means distance covered is first 7 meter. In next time interval 5 only, it became less, means speed is slowed down. Further, it became 3 meter only, further slowed down. Okay. After 3, he again covered 5, speed up, he sped up. And lastly, 5 to 10 meter means again he sped up. So speed was varying, first lesser, then further less, then more, then further more. Okay. So there was a variation in the distance covered by the child in the same or equal time interval. So speed in this case was not same. That's why this is known as the non-uniform speed. Is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
You can note down unequal distance, unequal interval of time. Anything anyone wants to note down, please do, else I'll clear it.
Ma'am, 1 second.
Clear?
Ma'am, 1 second.
Okay.
Done, ma'am.
Done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now further listen, please. See, uniform speed. Just giving an example. Suppose you have 5 main subjects. I hope you all study Kannada as your regional language, right?
No, Telugu.
Okay. So you have 5 main subjects: Kannada, English, mathematics, science, and social studies. Okay. And your weightage of your exam paper is, let's say, 100 marks. Okay. Then 5 subjects. Student scores 80 in all of the subjects. Okay. And divided by total 500, 5 subjects. So what will be the average? Please tell me. Quickly tell me what will be the average.
Ma'am, 4/5.
4/5, and then like
Okay. And if you find out the percentage, then
Ma'am, it will be
ma'am,
80.
ma'am, 20%. 80%.
okay. If I find out the average speed in case of uniform speed, where the person is, maintaining the speed throughout the journey. if suppose, okay, let's take this example only. So the example I gave you for the scores obtained by a student in his exams, final exams, okay, means each paper of 100 marks and this much. Now, for let's say average speed in this case, where the speed is non-uniform. Now I say that the mark scored by the student is 80, 75, 95. Further, I can say 70 and let's say 90. Now, please find out the average and in percentage quickly. Hmm? How much it is?
Ma'am,
Hmm?
the average is 84.
Fine.
0.82 and 0.82.
Yeah, 0.82.
Okay. And fine. If you multiply with 100, it will be 82%. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
So, what was the motive to tell you this? When already we have something uniform, its average will be same. I hope it's clear, right, by this example. And if the things are varying, there is a variation, after every interval, like in all the 5 subjects, there was variation. And if the person is not traveling with a uniform speed, he sometimes, speeding up, sometimes slowing down, and means this is all going to happen throughout journey. So the average cannot be decided by any particular value of his speed. In that case, we need to sum up the values of the distance covered and take the total time interval, like in case of marks obtained. That time means in that case, like we find average, the similar will be the formula for average speed, and this is the way we can find out. So
Okay.
values I told you just, by an example of marks obtained, you can take this example as a speed of a person as well. Suppose a person is driving from Delhi to Gujarat and by car, and the speed is 80 throughout journey, then the average speed will set to be 80 only because there was no variation at all. Whereas first person riding with 70, then he came, entered the crowd, so he supposed to slow down. Then further he found the highway clear, then he sped up to 95, etc. Whatever the reason is, then average speed cannot be um, predicted by any of these values, but we need to find out the total distance covered by him and total time taken by him. Then we can say that average, he must have drove his car at 82 speed, let's say. Is it clear?
Ma'am, why are we dividing with 500? Yes, ma'am.
Because I gave you the example of marks obtained. Let's say the 500 minutes, you can take it. It was just an example I'm telling you. Okay. If you want to note this down, take all these values in numerator as a distance. Hmm?
I have a doubt.
Hmm?
Let's say like the for example, we need to find the exact speed, right? But here you are like we are mentioning the percentage.
Complete your question, please.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Ma'am, we are supposed to find the exact speed, no, but here we are finding the percentage.
My dear, this was an example to find out the average. When you have 5 subjects as a main subject and somebody asks you the average, why you tell the average? Why don't you tell the marks of every 5 subjects separately? Somebody is asking you how much you have scored, just in general, casually, one of your relative. So do you start telling, each marks, HST this much, science this much, or you just tell the average? So this, whatever is written with the red pen, this was an example to find out average speed. That's why I'm telling you, should I move ahead and tell you what is average speed? I meant to tell you that average speed, if the speed is already uniform, then average will be same. This was my motive. Look at the distance covered, okay, and the average value, this will be same. But in case the average speed is not uniform, means in equal interval of time the distance covered is not same, then average will be different. That is 82, and none of these values 82. It was just an example. What I was trying to relate it with the marks obtained so that you can understand it well. So, okay, I'm erasing all this annotation and will tell you now what is average speed. Once we will solve the numericals, it will become more clear to you. Don't worry. Put the next heading average speed. What is average speed now? The total distance traveled by divided by the total time taken by the object is called average speed, right? So if in case the speed is already uniform, the average speed will be same as that of uniform speed. And in case the speed is non-uniform, in that case, we will use this formula. For non-uniform speed, the average speed will be total distance by total time taken. You just note this down, the definition and the formula and this part. Then let's move to numericals.
It is the formula for speed also, right?
Yeah, just that total words are added, because if we are observing, you can say uh, after every 100 meter of distance we are observing the time taken, that can be also a possibility. Or if in particular if in equal time interval we are noting down the distance, varying distance, in that case also average speed formula will be same. Means in general, if the speed of a person is not uniform, then average speed has to be calculated by this formula.
Okay, ma'am.
Once you note it down, please tell me.
We're done, ma'am.
Everyone,
Ma'am, ma'am, 1 minute.
okay.
Done, ma'am.
Okay. I posted the question in chat. Please see and start solving.
Ma'am, can you send
Can you
again?
see
I
the
didn't receive.
Ma'am, I cannot see anything.
Yes.
check your chat box?
Yes.
Hmm.
Ma'am, shall I send the answer privately?
No, you can. Okay, how can you privately?
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, I sent.
Okay. Let me get from other students also. It's very simple. In fact, this can be solved orally, but in your mind only, no need to solve it on copy and paper.
Ma'am, is my answer correct?
Yeah, yeah. Aishwarya, correct. Aishwarya, unit is incorrect. Unit.
Okay.
Keep sending personally, everyone. Great. And Ishwarya, it is joining. Great. Other students, does anyone need help? Then also you can tell me personally. I don't call your name. Message me personally if you need help.
Ma'am, it is non-uniform speed, right?
Yeah, very clear. Because time interval is 5 hours and 5 hours, same. And distance covered is firstly 300 kilometer and then 400. That's what I was trying to tell you with that, example of marks obtained. When we have some non-uniformity in every span of equal time interval, or 5 subjects of same weightage, the total marks obtained is 100 maximum only. So some non-uniformity, in that case we need to find out the mean value only, and that mean is only the average here by percentage. And what will be the difference? Great, Adrit. Advika, it is not true, dear. Very simple. Now you just put the formula. Average speed equal total distance. What is the total distance? 300 kilometer plus 400 kilometer. That is 700 kilometer. And in denominator, total time is 5 hours plus 5 hours. That is 10 hours. 700 by 10 is equal to 70 kilometer per hour. Ashwarya, unit is incorrect.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, we should not do 70 meter per. We should not. Should we convert it into meter per second, or should we just leave it?
Listen. In that case, very good question you asked me. In the question, the whatever distances are given is in kilometer, whatever time is given in hours, it can work, right? and nowhere it is mentioned, you need to find out in standard terms only. So that's our choice. We can tell in kilometer per hour also. If you tell in meter per second, that also will be correct, your choice. But
Yeah.
I meant, suppose time is two distances are given, one is in kilometer, other is in meter. Now the same physical quantity has two units in the same question. There we cannot solve. Then definitely we need to convert one of the unit first.
Okay.
I still not have received from other students. Please solve the question. And chat is there. If you want to, approach
Ma'am,
me personally, you can do that also.
ma'am, is my
Now,
answer correct? I sent it,
yeah,
sir.
yeah. Adrit, correct. Okay, no worries. On this average speed only, I'll give you more questions in homework. Please solve. You'll develop more confidence. Okay. Please solve it very well. Okay, time is over. We'll meet tomorrow in the next class again.
Ma'am, the answer is 70 kilometer per hour, right?
Okay, the answer is 70 kilometer per hour.
Yeah, same answer.
Okay.
Like, are you also teaching us? Will you be also teaching us acceleration?
Acceleration.
No, ma'am, acceleration.
If it is there in your syllabus, I'll definitely. And if not, okay, because you
No, ma'am, because it's in my Olympiad. Like, I'm not getting the acceleration and velocity.
all can leave the class, please. We'll meet again next class.
Okay, ma'am, thank you.